It took more than 20 years for a local Marine to say thank you for a letter he received from a second grader back in the early 90s. But that didn't make it any less special. Take a look. In 1991, Roberto Diaz was a 22-year-old soldier. Diaz was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps, serving in Operation Desert Storm. Flash forward more than 20 years.
I had some time on my hands, so I decided to go through some boxes in the basement, and I discovered I had a lot of letters from when I was in the Gulf War. And I decided to go through them all and just kind of see what I had, and lo and behold, I came across a letter.
Not just any letter, but a letter that would introduce him to someone from his past who he never met in person.
I received a letter when I was in the Gulf War, Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
And what did that letter mean to Corporal Diaz at the time?
I want to say back then it meant a lot. It's not like today where you have the internet, cell phones, and communication is readily available today. But back then, when you got a letter, it meant a lot.
The letter was written by an 8-year-old girl, Tracy, who Roberto never actually knew, but he wanted to find Tracy to let her know how much it meant to him.
I ended up going on Google, and believe it or not, her parents still lived in the same house in the same neighborhood in Woonsocket. So that was fortunate, and they had the number listed, so I gave them a call.
So, how did the call go?
They were a little taken back, and you know, I kind of explained who I was and that this wasn't a crazy call or anything, but they were, at first they were hesitant, but then the mom, Terry, she was overwhelmed. She was very happy.
Tracy's mom was so happy, she called her daughter right away.
She called me, and I was in a meeting at the time, so I was at work and I was in the meeting, and I came back to my phone and I saw a bunch of missed calls from her, so I got kind of nervous and I called her right away, and she said, "Isn't this great?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Do you have another missed call?" And I said, "Well, I don't recognize the number." And she goes, "Call it back right now." And so I was kind of nervous to call this number back because I had no idea what she was talking about.
So after all those years, what did they talk about?
The first thing was that he said he knows this is going to sound really odd and strange, but he wanted to let me know that he has a letter in his hand from when I was 8 years old that I had written to him when he was in the service at Desert Storm.
They were so excited about my call, and they wanted to meet me. So I invited them to our home, and from there, it's just amazing.
We are that kind of people, and so we really clicked really well. And the second we walked in to meet him, we all felt very comfortable because it was like we had known each other forever.
Corporal Diaz and Tracy tell me that since their meeting, they are more than friends, they're more like family. And if you want to send a letter to one of our servicemen or women overseas to show your support, we have a way to give you the support. You can go to our website, and we put a link to Operation Gratitude on our website at WPRI.com.